All right, Jeff, the Big Ten and the Big 12. I get it. The Big 12 is third fiddle to everybody. They're smaller than the Big Ten. They're smaller than the SEC, but I see it. There's the regionality-ish, I guess, or at least the fact that this conference makes so much more sense. It makes me think the Big 12 is within earshot, within stone's throw of the Big Ten.
I think we're ahead on the field.
Everybody clip it. That's going to make some people mad there, Jeff.
Big Ten has not been winning playoff games. SEC's been just destroying them. The Big Ten's been loading up on beating their weak, Maryland's and Rutgers and Northwesterns and Illinois and on and on and on. Just a lot of just lower, just a lot of fodder. And there's some good teams, some good brands. They get the respect. They have great fans. They get ratings out the wazoo because of those big brands. But if you look at, we talked earlier about the lower ceiling maybe the Big 12 has, but the floor is so much higher in the Big 12 than what they have in the Big 10. And yes, they're, I think everyone's just saying it's these two power conferences so much far ahead of everyone else because of the money. And the money is no question. The SEC and the Big 10 are far ahead. And that's a big thing. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. But if, I look at these things called the Massey composite rating. So Ken Massey, who's a big computer ranking guru, he actually has a website that goes through and pulls all the different rating systems, all the different computer rating systems, and averages them for all the FBS teams. And if you look at the average team rating for the Big 12, it's been number 2 pretty much every year for the last 5 years. And one year even was above the SEC. The Big 10 has been number 3 all of those years. And then the ACC and Pac-12 have sort of fought for 4th and 5th place. And that's football.
Wow.
Basketball, you look at those average ratings, whether it's Ken Pom or the net ratings or the Massey. Massey does the same thing for basketball as well, does the average team ranking. And it's not even close. Not even close. You think the ACC is still respected as a big basketball conference because they have Duke, North Carolina, Syracuse. They've got these big brands, massive fan bases. But if you're looking at what's happening on the field, and you're looking at unbiased computers, you're not listening to journalists who are talking about, you look at who's like really highly ranked right now. The Pac-12 has 5 or 6 teams, and they're from bigger markets. They ended well. Some of those teams definitely deserve that, but I think part of it's just what the Big 12 is going to face, and always maybe has faced, of being in the middle and not being the media darlings. Just being the blue collar brands that just gotta earn the respect on the field each year, and they do earn it on the field. And then the next year it's like the reset button. We've only got 2 Big 12 ranked teams in the preseason, and you start a little bit. It's like you're starting 5 meters behind on a 100-meter race when you do that. But Big 12 sort of takes that and just says, let's go earn it on the field, and keeps doing it.
Jeff, the Big 12 is better at basketball on the men's and women's side. The Big 12 is better. That's objective. You just mentioned the Big 12 has been better the last handful of years in football as well. And that obviously the Big 12 is better in softball and better in baseball. Sure, the Big Ten's got
SEC owns baseball.
Big Ten compared from the Big Ten to the Big 12.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Big 12 has the bigger brand in every. So to me, it's almost foolish that we're saying, "Oh, sure, they got the money," but from a conference standpoint, it's the Big 12. Athletically, it is the Big 12 right now. That feels objective. It's tough to argue with that. But Jeff, does that change as Oregon and Washington and USC and UCLA go to the Big Ten, or does that weird fit almost give the Big 12 another leg up?
Yeah, it's they're adding some schools that do really well in the Directors Cup. That's sort of the all sports, looking at who has the most championships, and you get just as much credit for winning a water polo national championship as winning a football national championship in that ranking. So, they're adding schools that do really well in that. Big 12 does okay in that, but that's, Big 12 is one of the weaker of the power conferences in that ranking. But right. Yeah, you're like you say, that the revenue sports, the sports that people care about, that fans go to, your baseballs, your basketball, men's and women's, your softball, Big 12, I think, is far, far, far ahead of the Big 10. And that matters. I mean, don't really compete with them on hockey. Hockey is the Big Ten's place. And,
I'll give it to them.
They do have some good hockey events and some good environments there. But, yeah, that's about all where I say, oh, yeah, that's no question. The Big Ten's got the Big 12.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, the Pac-12. A video killed the radio star. What killed the Pac-12? Right here on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It is your team every day.